Hi, everyone. We are releasing a brand new Halloween interactive story. It's called A Halloween to Remember, and it's the very first Go-Go Speech interactive story that has been completely drawn and created in-house. The speech and language opportunities are endless. You'll be able to work on any of your kids' goals. This is going to be awesome for inferencing, predicting, finding clues, identifying emotions, social greetings, requesting, describing, problem solving, flexibility when something goes wrong, working on pronouns, story retell and sequencing, articulation. So, this story is about two best friends and a dog who set out to go trick or treating for Halloween. But before they even get to the first house, they run into a very big problem. But you'll see that it does not ruin their Halloween. So it actually turns into a Halloween they will never forget. We really like to use those magic doors for these interactive stories because it adds a little bit of suspense in the beginning. I wonder what's behind these doors. Let's see. Hey, look who it is. Whoa! I wonder what we're gonna do today. You think they're gonna go trick or treating and we get to go with them? Can you guess what their costumes are? Wait a second. Who's that? Before your session, you're going to want to jot down the names you want to use for your characters. Now, I'm going to use the names Go-Go and Cece for this demo, but you may want to change those names to include the target sounds that you want to address with your kids. Wonder why it's called Monster Town. All right, you guys, it's time to go trick or treating. Uh-oh. Oh no! The wind blew his costume away. What are we gonna do? Why is he crying? Because he doesn't have a costume? Oh, he's trying to cheer him up. Now they both don't have a costume. It's okay, they can still have fun. Because sometimes things go wrong and we can't control it. He dropped his Halloween bucket when his costume blew away. Cece picked it up for him. She is so kind. I think we're ready to go trick or treating. So each of the houses in Monster Town are going to have clues on the outside. So you are going to try to guess who lives there. So your kids are going to identify all of the clues that you can find and they're going to make their guesses. So it might be fun to see how many they can guess right throughout the whole story. Should we open it? Ready? Whoa! All right, you think it's a pirate? Let's go see. He feels embarrassed. Maybe because he doesn't have a costume. Now, each monster is going to be confused when we arrive at their door because the monster just can't figure out what Go-Go's costume is. So you might have your child explain what happened to the monster each time you arrive at a house, or you may have a pre-planned script already set, which you can use to target grammar or target sounds that you're working on, such as the wind blew Go-Go's costume away. You might say that every single time you get to a new door and the monster's confused. Now, these monsters are very nice in this story, and each of them offer an item for Go-Go to add to his costume. So his new costume builds as the story progresses. So now we've told him that Go-Go lost his costume. He has an extra hook. Maybe he's gonna give it to Go-Go. Aw. So here you might have your child tell you to grab the hook. Give it to Go-Go. Okay. He got the hook. Here we go. Eyeballs. Ew. Now, at some of the monsters' houses, the bowl is only going to lift up a little bit at first because the monster's trying to trick us. So let's lift it a little bit more. They're laughing. Those are lollipops. The whole story is set up so if you're using it with green screen, you can reach into the candy bowl to grab the candy and then drop it into each of their bowls. The candy will always go to the girl first so that it's easy to remember, ladies first. And then once they both get their candy in their bowls, you are going to be moving on to the next house. So I'm going to quickly go through and show you the rest of the houses. It's going to be very similar to the pirate, but it's going to be different monsters, different treats, different excitement each time. She's going to give him a star. He put it behind his ear. We can't eat diamonds. A ring pop. Give the girl a ring pop. Give the boy a ring pop. Wow, look at this house. Look at those colors. Trick or treat! Isn't so embarrassed anymore. All the monsters are being so nice to him. Grab the clown nose, put it on Go-Go. Maybe it's monster hair. Ew. Is that the mummy? The mummy is making cotton candy. The clown monster put cotton candy in his hair. He is so silly. If you're working with a really young kid, you might do something very simple like put in more cotton candy. I think I might know who lives here. He has a really silly costume going on here. Another thing to add to his costume. Take the hat, put on his head. I think she might think those are boogers. They're just green jelly beans. Put in, give him jelly beans. You'll explain to the monster what happened to his costume, and then the monster's gonna offer another item to add to it. It looks like eyeballs, but look, what is it really? It's gumballs. He's blowing a bubble. Give her gumballs. Oh, the bubble's getting bigger. Give him gumballs. Oh no, the bubble popped on his face. Cece and Gogo think this is really funny. I wonder who lives here. So you're gonna go over everything that Gogo has. Talk about why that's confusing. Grab the tail and give to Gogo. He looks awesome. Oh, is it fingernails or is it teeth? Maybe if we lift it up a little bit more, we'll be able to find out. Let's see. Candy corn? Those tricky monsters. Give her candy corn. Wow, look at all the candy we got. We did a really good job trick-or-treating. Oh no, they look really worried. We were so excited about trick-or-treating that we forgot about the dog. I hope he's okay. Where could he be? Ah! What is that? Oh no! Was that a ghost? Wait a second. He must have looked for the ghost costume when we were trick-or-treating. I'm so glad he's okay. Now you might have your kid ask Gogo if he wants his costume back, but Gogo doesn't want it, and he loves how nice and kind all of the monsters were to give him all of these things. So in the beginning of the story, Gogo lost his costume. So Gogo and Buddy both did not have costumes, but now Gogo has a beautiful costume and Buddy also has a costume. Now, what's back there? Maybe they're having a party. Let's go see. Now, we love to do these parties at the end of our interactive stories. So it's going to end with all of the monsters that we saw in the story and our characters, including the dog. And what is the dog doing? He's licking the clown's hair. Oh my goodness. And we have our mummy making cotton candy for everyone. And there's cupcake for all to share. Everyone is so happy and everyone is having a great Halloween. That didn't ruin their Halloween when he lost his ghost costume. They had the best time ever. So Gogo is thinking that this is a Halloween that he'll always want to remember. It was definitely a special Halloween. He wants to make sure he remembers this. So he wants to take a picture. So you might have your kids say something like, let's take a picture. Come on, everyone. And then you have a big camera in the middle and you're going to have your child say something like cheese or snap a picture, take a picture. And then you can pose while the child snaps a picture, and that's the end. Now, this last slide in the file is supposed to be the picture that the child took with the camera. You can email it over to the parents. I know my kids really like when I send them some type of souvenir at the end of an activity. So if you really want to have fun with it, you can put a little picture of your head popping up right here, or you could put a picture of the child in here. So I go pretty in depth with discussions and describing. I'm able to use these over multiple sessions with each of my kids. So if you're planning on doing that, then at the end of your sessions, I just suggest marking down where you left off so that you know where to pick back up. Now, I am so super excited to use this with my own kids after they loved the Whack-A-Monster game last week so much. They're going to love seeing these monsters again, and they're going to love that they recognize them. Give me all your feedback. I want to hear it in the comments, in your Instagram stories. I love to see how you're using it too. So those videos of you guys using the activities are incredible. So keep the feedback coming and have a blast with this, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.